Well, again, afternoon, Scion here. I want to thank everybody in the VHR and also our fellow YouTubers and subscribers for watching the series. I hope that the videos that I've been putting together have been helpful, fruitful, informative. I'm going to go ahead and do a cover now of Iron Maidens for our battle plan for normal and heroic. Now, there's 3 ads that are involved in this with a transition point. So I'm going to call phase 1 pretty much our general layout, and that's what you're seeing on the dry erase board right now. The second one is going to be a bomb rotation where one of the bosses, you can pick based on how fast you go through their energy or through their health, will jump on the dreadnought ship, and then the dreadnought ship will then at that point activate its alpha and omega program, which is basically a 2-series bomb. Now, for our format for that is just going to be spread out and work on staying alive. We're going to try and utilize the lower half of the area of the stage to function as far as within the mines. Multiple people can be on one as they go. So as the bombs are set, just look for them. The alpha ones are going to go down first, and then the omega ones are going to follow. You need to be standing on an omega bomb until the alpha bomb goes off, and then move to the location where the alpha bomb exploded, so that way you don't get hurt by the omega. In the videos, you'll see it's clearly marked, 8-yard circle, really simple to avoid. You just got to get used to it and start doing it. Now, as far as for our approach, we're going to have a designated team for the dreadnoughts of 1 tank, 1 healer, and 3 DPS. So that means at points, the tank that's going to be responsible for Soka is going to go ahead and march up into here, and we're going to continue with the position of the tank that's on Merrick to tank both of them during that time period. Now, as far as for the third boss, Garan is not tankable, but he is tauntable. What we're going to do is just observe how his position moves, but in most of the video footage that I've seen already, he pretty much gets to max range to where we're at, and since we're going to be utilizing this corner here of the stage, it's a big square, he's going to move up in and be part of what we're doing right in the middle of the room, basically. Now we're going to put a blue flag here. We're going to put a red flag right here. Melee, you're going to be between the tanks, and you're going to kind of work here towards the direction of range. That's because all these mechanics, as you're going through them, can target anybody at any given point, except for the tanks, naturally. So that means if you end up getting, for example, Merrick's Blood Ritual on you, and you're a melee, you need to run over here. If you're a range and you get the BR, then you need to run to there, okay? So for melee, it's always going to be to the right for dealing with Blood Ritual, and for range, it's going to be north, okay? Next attack is going to be Garan's Rapid Fire. Now, Garan's Rapid Fire is exactly like the mechanic that we saw when we were tanking Korag, where he puts that debuff on the back of the tank. The tank has to run immediately out, and we have to do a swap. It's the same kind of function, but this time you guys get to do it, not the tanks. The idea is that if you end up getting it as melee, you're going to run to the red flag. If you're range, you're going to run to the red flag, and then continue running in a pattern that allows the 10 explosive attacks to detonate behind you and don't drag them into the group. So basically, you're going to do a lap and then come back. So very similar to like Tectus, right? With the Crystal Barrage. You just let it trail. He's going to attack you. You're going to follow and get yourself back to the position where you need to be, so that way you can continue forward. Now, we're going to do a stack formation here initially until we see how much damage Sorka's attack does, which is a Blade Dash Teleport AoE Slash. And if it's not too bad, then we'll just continue with the stack. If it is getting a little bit tough for us to deal with, then we'll do a 2-3 yard spread formation through here with healers on the left, healers on the right, and we'll go from there. Now at 30, which is going to be around the 3-minute and 10-second mark, we'll be dealing with 30 Iron Fury energy now. So that means each one of the bosses have an additional attack that's going on. So what we have to do is we have to watch for how they're going, how they're coming through, and then start dealing with them properly. So Merrick's first attack is going to be the Blood-Soaked Heart Seeker. So we're going to do the same kind of flag formation here. We're probably going to wrap it into the corner, where we're going to put a purple flag, a green flag, and an orange flag. He's going to target 3 people, and then you've got a short period of time to get to the 3 flags as quickly as possible so you can maximize your distance from him and thus make the attack less potent on you. Once the attack is accomplished, you can also use a defensive, for example, if you need to, based on your health. You're going to run back to the group and stack back up. Sorka is going to do Convulsive Shadows, which is a 4-tick debuff, single-player debuff. Initially, the first burst of it is the most damage that the person's going to suffer, so when it occurs, the player needs to make sure that they're activating their defensive at that point. And then as it ticks down, it does less and less. We're just going to let it tick through, because if you go ahead and cleanse it, then it explodes for the total amount that's left. So, for example, if you cleansed it as soon as it happened, all 4 ticks of the detonation go off at the same time on that one person. Okay? So we're just going to let it tick off. We're going to heal through it. We just need to make sure that we pay attention for when those spikes happen on the players. On the last one here, we have Garan's penetrating shot. He's going to basically target anybody in melee, and he's going to target anybody in range. So for melee, what you're going to want to do is back up to here, and then the rest of the melee needs to get in a line, or at least on that red tag. And you'll see it in the videos when you watch them, so that way it lines up properly. If you're in range, what you're going to do is you're just going to take a step back, and the rest of the range is going to be in front of you. This is very similar to the attack with the bugs in SOO that we learned to deal with. So that's what you're going to be looking for, is a red line, and everybody needs to line up properly on it at that point. Now at 100 Iron Fury energy, which is 11 minutes, that's when we're going to see the bosses go into a softened rage at that point. And each one of the bosses have another additional attack that they're going to do. So Merrick starts off with a raid-wide shadow damage that he's going to do on the tank. And then we have Sorka's going to do Dark Hunt, which is extreme heavy damage on a single target. This is another point where a player, if they get attacked by the Dark Hunt, they need to make sure that they're activating their damage reducer. And Power Word Shield seems to be very, very strong during this. For Garan, it's deploy turret. Now, like I said, his position is going to be what it is. So if he's in the middle with us, from what I saw in the videos, is that he's pretty much going to put it right directly on top of us. Now, at any time that the turret is present, regardless of our kill order and our focus DPS target at that point, everything needs to switch to the turret immediately and burn it down as quickly as possible. It basically does a slow-moving projectile in a circular fashion out from the center point. You need to avoid it. If you get hit by it, then it's going to do damage to you, and it also has a dot on it. And the dot can stack as far as the damage that you take. So basically, you get hit by it, and if you get hit by it again, you take even more damage. Okay, so our kill order, as we sit there and focus through this, is going to be Merrick first, so that way we can eliminate the AoE damage, and then Garan, so we can eliminate the turret, and then we're going to finish with Sorka. So that's going to be the order also that we're going to rotate him into our team. Now, like I said before, involving the Dreadnought team, one of the bosses is going to jump up at 1 minute, 4 minutes, 20 seconds, 7 minutes, and 40 seconds, right? And that's when we're going to have to deal with the bomb phases. So when the team goes up, make sure that you're focusing on the ads first, and then you focus on the boss that's present. And like I said, we're going to go through the same kill order during the fight as we're going to for the burn. So we're going to focus on Merrick first, and then we're going to focus on Garan, and then we're going to focus on Sorka. Okay. Once one of the targets, though, once everything hits 25%, there won't be any more rotations to the Dreadnought. So after that point, we're going to push Merrick intentionally to 20%, activate hero, and then all damage goes into him until we see a turret come down. Then turret gets burned, and then back to Merrick until Merrick's dead, and then we're going to follow with that rotation where we kill down Garan and then we kill Sorka. And this is my overall battle plan. I hope that it works out really well. If I have to make any adjustments to it, you'll see so with an additional video. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch it. If you have any questions, please just ask or post below. I'm available at any time. Other raid leaders, etc. If you need help, just let me know. I love talking about this stuff all day. So, again, if you enjoyed the video, click like below, subscribe, share with your friends and family, other guildies, and I appreciate it. This is Sion, checking out. Keep on raiding.